meanest predators ever to inhabit the Earth. Carnivores have evolved into flesh-ripping machines. Why? Because dinner is not there for the taking. The prey they hunt are the most well-armed, best-protected animals in history. Herbivores of the Cretaceous are built to take on the biggest teeth and sharpest claws nature has ever produced. Ankylosaurus has armor designed like a bulletproof vest. Triceratops' horns can pierce the heart of a Tyrannosaurus rex. Parasaurolophus can detect a threat miles away. And a full-grown Sauroposeidon is a colossus, too big to take down.
These plant eaters are no pushovers. They're no pansies. We have records, quite a few, of adult dinosaurian predators being killed by herbivores. It did happen. It happens today. Lions get kicked in the face and die from a single blow from the rear end of a zebra.
Despite advanced defensive tools, being a plant eater during the Cretaceous is no picnic.
These guys had to be able to deal with living in a world with sophisticated meat eaters.
There were raptors hunting you, there were tyrannosaurs hunting you, and there was death from the skies.
Death in the form of Quetzalcoatlus, a 400-pound flying carnivorous reptile. Or the raptor Deinonychus. Fast and lethal, it has a top speed of 40 miles an hour and claws that can slice right through the toughest hide. Yet there's one meat eater who tops them all.
Tyrannosaurus rex is the most awesome creature that has ever lived in the history of the planet.
The powerful jaws of Tyrannosaurus rex can bite down with 7,000 pounds of force, twice the power of a saltwater croc. But the herbivore's T-Rex hunts do more than just play defense. They fight back.
If there's an animal whose scent would frighten a T-Rex, it's Triceratops.
It represents what happens when you evolve something that can stand up to the power of Tyrannosaurus rex.
Triceratops is the most dangerous dinosaur, probably the most dangerous animal ever to have evolved on land.
This plant eater is a hulking four-legged creature, 26 feet long, 10 feet high, weighing 6 tons.
Triceratops is an amazing animal simply because it was absolutely enormous.
They had this big, massive body with a big gut. So, you know, we're talking of an animal that's maybe 4 or 5 tons.
A Triceratops is half as tall as a T-Rex, yet it weighs about the same. The difference is how that weight is distributed. Its back legs are straight like a rhino. Its front legs splay out like a lizard. This design pushes its center of gravity toward the business end, its head, a head that weighs 1,000 pounds. The bottom line, when a Triceratops digs in, it's not going anywhere. This bulldozer is built for a direct frontal attack. This powerful head and shoulders protect a body covered in a hide so soft, a T-Rex could slice right through it.
Triceratops had this wonderful protective thing on the front of its head. It's got a frill that protects its neck, one of the most vulnerable places on the animal.
The frill is solid bone, 6 times thicker than a human skull. To foil an opponent, it's strongest at the edges. This frill forms an almost impenetrable shield, one able to repel the most powerful jaws the Earth has ever known.
The frill, the bone over the neck, is that thick. It's in several layers. And And it's a composite armor. On top would be a thick layer of fingernail-like skin, almost impossible to bite through.
This four-legged monster is well protected and dangerous.
Triceratops is heavily armed and heavily armored and can kill you.
For a Triceratops, power is everything. Sometimes they even take on members of their own species in a battle for dominance. This bruiser's primary weapon, a pair of 4-foot-long horns mounted on its skull. These horns make those of modern creatures look lightweight. A rhino's horn is made of hair, an elephant tusk of ivory. But Triceratops' horn is constructed of solid bone growing directly out of the skull. Their horns, a foot wide at the base, are able to withstand up to 36,000 pounds of force. That's strong enough to rip through the body of a car.
It is going to come at you, and it can move left, and it can move right, and can swing those brow horns and the nose horn at you in a great sphere of aggression. A single blow from those horns could kill you.
There's a reason Triceratops became the most successful plant eater of the Cretaceous, and why a predator thinks twice before attacking.
The irony for hunting is that the hunter is often more worried about their own welfare. They're actually concerned about injuring themselves in that process.
Any predator puts its life at risk every time it hunts. Even things like T-Rex.
A carnivore trying to bring down a defender like this relies on a stealth approach, a surprise attack, and a whole lot of guts.
One could imagine that the conflict between Tyrannosaurus and Triceratops may have been one of the greatest combats that nature has ever had. Here we have one of the greatest predators nature has ever produced and one of the greatest defenders nature has ever produced, sparring off with some truly awesome weaponry. There's nothing like that in the world today.
Triceratops' most effective defensive tool is one totally hidden from view. A ball and socket joint which connects its 1,000-pound head to its neck. This joint gives Triceratops the ability to maneuver its head almost 360 degrees. This bone is the closest nature has ever produced to a perfect sphere. It allows movement in almost any direction. In a fraction of a second, a Triceratops can place its head directly between its body and a threat.
It's like a gigantic white rhinoceros on steroids. Its head always faces you.
This unique adaptation, this flexibility and maneuverability is not found on any other dinosaur or on any mammal today.
You could imagine it being able to turn its head very rapidly, very quickly, one direction or another.
Rhino can't do that. Almost fencing with your horns that Triceratops could do.
The result, quite possibly a fatal blow.
On average, Triceratops killed T-Rex. Major mortality factor in T-Rex populations was this tank, this herbivorous tank.
Imposing bulk, strong, solid armor, and dangerous weapons. All deliver the power to stand up to huge predators. But in the world of the Cretaceous, other defenders come equipped with tools not only to survive an attack, but to defeat an opponent. Ankylosaurus is an herbivore designed to kill. Hell Creek, Montana. 68 million years ago. Prehistoric plant eaters lived every day with a target on their back. To avoid becoming dinner, they rely on specialized evolutionary adaptations. Internal armor, advanced designs, and armaments tougher than anything found on animals today.
These are animals that have defenses.
Herbivores do seem to be marvels of engineering.
Very dangerous, heavily armed, heavily armored targets.
A Triceratops can hold its own against almost any predator. With 3 horns and a bony shield, even a T-Rex keeps its distance. An Ankylosaurus is completely different. It may be an herbivore, but it has the tools to stop an attacker dead in its tracks.
Ankylosaurus was a walking tank, a massively armed and armored animal.
30 feet long and weighing in at 4 tons, Ankylosaurus calls the American West home. Small and low slung, this vegetarian can not only survive a T-Rex attack, but sometimes it can even defeat one. Its first line of defense, a tank-like body.
Its primary form of defending itself might be hunkering down onto the ground, letting its armored body protect from the teeth and the claws of the Tyrannosaurus.
Ankylosaurus's specialized armor is designed to be strong and lightweight. Skeletal plates embedded in the skin are aligned in regular rows down the neck, back, and hips. Spaces between the plates allow this hulking creature to move freely. While similar to scales found on today's crocodiles or alligators, the way these plates are constructed makes them a whole lot tougher.
Ankylosaurus has not 1, not 2, but 3 layers of armor, and the head so protected by thick bone that not even an adult female T-Rex could inflict a killing bite.
The plates are totally unlike the bones of mammals. They're made of crisscrossing layers of minerals and collagen, fibers made of protein that strengthen bone the way steel rods reinforce concrete. It's a design used today in bulletproof jackets. Interwoven layers can absorb the power of a piercing attack.
Ankylosaurus pretty much was not afraid of anything because it would be very difficult to kill this beast.
This creature's armor protects something else as well, its eyes. The eyelids of an Ankylosaurus are made of bone. Yet a body covered in steel-tough armor is only the beginning. Ankylosaurus also has a powerful offensive weapon, its tail, a club that can pummel an opponent with 43,000 pounds of force. The top half is composed of muscle. The vertebrae on the lower half are fused together to form a solid rod-like whip. This tail can snap more than 40